o'clock, call the meeting to order.
Move to approve the agenda.
I have some questions. It was brought to my attention that Iowa Code 331.907 states that the compensation board presentation has to be at a public hearing.
Never done that. Since it's not mandatory, I don't care if we even hear it, really. They can send it to us in writing. That's what we got in the past.
Yeah, we have it.
We have one in writing?
Yes.
It's right here, but it's supposed to be presented by Iowa Code, it's supposed to be presented at a budget
So
hearing.
if we eliminate the compensation, we'll have to worry about it.
Right, but we're not eliminated, we haven't eliminated it, so that
Yeah,
means for
no.
this year, we have to wait until the public budget hearing to, have them
Well, let's
present.
bring it in and we'll just do it at a public hearing.
Yeah. Figure out a public hearing date.
I wish we'd known that ahead of time, guys.
Yeah,
probably
I
couldn't
just
have been here.
found out from
I know.
the, an auditor in another county,
What's the code section?
331.907 here. The reason for it is, I believe, my understanding, the reason for it is so that the public knows.
It usually goes in our minutes.
Well, and it's advertised, because did we advertise this? That it was going to be
Never have.
presented?
It's in the, right here, it's in the presentation for compensation.
Right, but as far as advertising, like when you advertise the public budget hearing, that gives the public the opportunity to know that we're going to present salary, they're going to present salaries to us, and so they can be here and find out what that is.
Well, the only answer is then just leave it till we do the budget. It's unfortunate because I'd like to hear the presentation.
Where are you seeing public hearing?
In the section 2,
Highlighted one?
it says the shall present it at a public hearing.
Well, we will. We will present it in public.
That's my question, is if you present it now,
We'll just take it under advisement.
if we put it, we have to, at some time, it has to be advertised.
Well, it should be advertised during the final budget public hearing. Correct, I agree.
Right.
I
So
don't see public hearing.
says compensation board at the public hearing, right in the very first part of the, at the public hearing held on the county budget as provided in section
So they can
331.
present it.
Yeah, they can
we just-
present.
The county compensation board shall submit its recommended compensation schedule for the next fiscal year. That's what I'm saying is,
At
What
the
they're
county
doing-
budget,
Sure.
What
at
they're
the
doing
county
today, though,
budget
is
hearing.
presenting this to us. We're not approving it, we're
No.
not accepting it. They're just saying, here's our recommendation.
Right.
We're not approving anything.
I agree, we're not approving anything, but we have to, even if they present it today, they also have to present it at the public hearing.
It has to be presented at the public hearing,
Right.
which it'll be part of our presentation. Actually, it'll go out early and then come in and comment on it during public hearing.
This talks about what they have to do at the public hearing.
Yeah.
This doesn't say that they can't present it beforehand.
Right, we just need to make sure that they present it at the public hearing,
Yeah.
when it's been advertised, so the
Yes.
public can know that it's,
And also, the public needs to know that we're not bound by any of it.
Correct.
right. I just think that in the future, it might be a good idea to consider this a public hearing. The
No,
problem,
but Rebecca, the problem is it has to be at the budget public hearing,
Yes.
which is, we can't do that until after March 5th.
okay,
After
So
we've
we
already done all
can't
this.
prepare the budget without knowing their recommendations. So we can't wait until March 5th to do it. Or you have no idea what your levy rates would be.
the other county said they give it, but it has to be, they know what they're suggesting, but then the
Right, they come
supervisors.
back later, but they have to present it beforehand also.
But I just wanna make sure that it's advertised when it's in the public hearing. We need
It'll
to
say
make
the
sure the
entire
public
budget.
knows.
That has to be part of it. In fact, You can present that.
The code says that it has to be part of the public hearing that is outlined in 331, 434, which is the budget public hearing after the proposed budget has been set.
The entire budget has to be presented at a public hearing.
Yes.
But we've been working on this budget for 2 months now.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with letting them do the presentation. There's no need for not to. It's in a public.
But are they gonna give their presentation at the public hearing also?
I don't think so, because it's part of the budget.
It can be presented,
Yeah.
but you don't have to take their recommendation.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
So it can be presented.
Yeah, could we have
They
a
don't
safe
have to be
investment for
present.
people to take? And then they can see what we actually do.
I'll second your motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Did you vote?
I'm abstaining.
You're what?
I'm abstaining.
First, we have drainage approved. The election candidate, she's not here today.
Okay.
Rebecca, I handed that to you.
Which one is that, this?
Yes.
Okay. If I can just sign it.
Yeah, I think I have this, or maybe we all have to sign it on the last page.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
Is there a motion to approve that canvas?
Motion to approve the canvas.
second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Here it goes right there.
Next, we have a presentation from compensation. Welcome.
How are you? Wonderful. Copies for everyone this morning. Bill? Oh, don't get too short.
You made this one then. Let's do it.
Can you introduce all your?
I would get,
Oh, yeah, okay.
you're a step ahead of me.
All right.
Every time. I'm just kidding.
That's usually the other way around.
All right, well, I'm Tristan McLaughlin, I'm representing the 2026 Compensation Board. Today with me is also Doug Rice. I didn't know Mike Legidal was coming, but Mike Legidal is on there as well. Do you want to know the remaining members of our group as well?
Who's here just to come?
Just Doug Rice
Okay.
and Mike Legidal, right here.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. Our board met Friday, the 30th. As always, we want to convey how lucky our county is to have such a great group of hardworking, community-oriented elected officials that continue to work well together and foster the same great work ethic to their staff. The elected officials' presentations continue to show that they are working hard towards maintaining standards and growing the revenue streams. Some of the highlights we based our recommendation for the auditor, recorder, and treasurer for continued growth of their individual office revenue streams, along with budgetary savings for the county. The auditor has worked towards an item saving the county thousands on cleaning at the county buildings. She is also working towards an IT person for the offices, along with her normal duties. The recorder has had an increase in passports, along with continued boat and ATV registrations, all while continuing to work towards getting those older items scanned online, which we all know is a fun task. The treasurer continues to surpass our targets and increase revenue with the influx that any county titling across multiple transaction types and adding additional driver's licensing, scheduling and testing to accommodate state changes, along with all of her normal day-to-day duties. These officials have shown income increases and cost savings in their areas this year while staying within their budgets. As county attorney, she has shown again that she is doing a great job with the follow-through for violations of offenders and also holding repeat offenders accountable for their actions and also taking on the juvenile court responsibilities. The sheriff continues his hard work keeping our county safe by managing county and city law enforcement along with the jail and dispatch. The Back the Blue statute was used for the recommendation during the board evaluation to work towards comparable salaries within law enforcement agencies across the state. We again wish we could give a 100% increase to show our appreciation for the jobs they do each and every day with the hurdles they face. But as we know, budgets get in the way, and we need to ask for a little bit more budget-friendly amount. We can utilize comparable results from state, county, city, federal, and private entities, along with the current 2026 cost of living index. With much discussion weighing the positives and negatives, considering the budgetary constraints, we have our recommendations, which you guys have copies of. We do understand the hurdles you face as our governing county board and the many decisions and challenges you have. We hope you will consider compensating our hardworking elected officials for their commitment to their positions and the tremendous job they are doing in these interesting times. We would ask you to review, discuss, and look to approve the following recommendation of the salary schedule for base pay and the PRV. Thank you for your time.
I do think that this is a very reasonable. I'm sure it took quite a jump from your guys' recommendation, but this is the first time since I've been here that I thought, these are good numbers.
This is really good, guys. This is, time went into this time.
Yes.
And I did make a copy of the back of blue,
Yeah, I saw that.
that Doug had, done for us as well. He made copies of it as well. So it's good reading and stuff like that. It brings everybody kind of up to the same comparable increases and stuff like that. So we do appreciate you, reviewing it and giving him, hopefully.
Yes, and thank you all again for your time.
Absolutely.
This is the most impressed I've been, really.
Yes.
Perfect. Glad my handwriting worked for you.
No. If you go back and look at some of the old ones, this is really good.
Any other questions you guys have for me?
I know.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
David, I believe you're next. Discussion on proposed state of Iowa legislation related to public health learning for life learning.
There are two proposals being considered by the Iowa House of Representatives. They were proposed by Iowa HHS. The first one is HSB 622, which establishes the current behavioral health and disability service districts as designated HHS service districts. This has the effect of codifying the current districts for all or most state of Iowa health and human services programs. We at Harrison County Home and Public Health were not and are not in favor of being part of District 1, the Northwest Iowa District, when we had traditionally been considered part of Southwest Iowa. I did bring the map.
Is this following the same as the mental health? Because I raised that same complaint.
Yeah, this is the behavioral health districts, and they're using that for disability services, and now they're, let's see, early childhood family support. And then with this code, they'll probably be using that for all their programs. Let's see, the districts will be reviewed every 7 years, it says in this code, but according to this bill, but I wouldn't expect Harrison County's district to change because of the effort that has gone into establishing the districts and programs within them. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it now. We were told, at least in public health, well, these aren't set in stone when they came out, and it could be different districts or different programs, and they kind of do the same thing with all of them. The one I want to bring to your attention, that relates a little bit to this, but HSB 623 relates to funding for ECI, Early Childhood Iowa, and establishes new ECFS, Early Childhood Family Support Systems. ECI is where our Learning for Life program receives its funding. Currently, the ECI board covering Southwest Iowa administers the funds that we receive, and we work closely with them through Thriving Families Alliance on program objectives and compliance. We've been preparing to move to the new ECI area, which would be District 1, and work with the new ECI board as was proposed last year, and we were told it was being put off to this year. In preparation, we established a new PAT, Parent as Teacher affiliate with Monona and Carroll counties because none existed in the Northwest Iowa district. Our current PAT affiliate was held in the Southwest Iowa district. The current legislation eliminates the ECI boards and moves to HHS assigned contractors for each service area. While advisory boards will be established in each district, they are only advisory and have no real authority over how funds are spent or distributed. Our concerns with the proposed legislation are ECI boards will be eliminated. Control of funding will lie with HHS and their chosen contractors. HHS will contract with between 1 and 7 organizations across the 7 districts to administer funds and programs. 1 contractor was chosen for the whole state for behavioral health and 4 contractors for disability services. Local control connections and experience could be lost. Local programs may be taken over or replaced by the contractor, and lack of flexibility in programs and funding. A positive of the legislation would be a consolidation of early childhood prevention funds. I think there are 3 different programs now that Thriving Families and the ECI board work with. So one program would be better consolidating them. Well, moving to the HHS service district seemed inevitable. Some local control and input through the ECI boards would help the stability of the programs and keep local connections that have been gained through years of work and experience. Thriving Families Alliance is planning a legislative forum related to this on February 27th from 10 a.m. to noon in Missouri Valley. They didn't say where. I assume it'd be at the Rand Center. That's where they held things, but I'll let you know once I hear. This will be held in conjunction with one at the same time in Shenandoah and Carson to kind of cover that Southwest Iowa district. I encourage you to reach out to the legislators about these proposals with your questions and concerns. Thriving Families is has a representative at the Capitol right now as they discuss these, and I've reached out to the legislators.
Have you heard back?
No.
We kind of have some clout there. Senator Costello sits as the chairman of HHS.
Yes, so
He's big into this, yeah.
Yeah, he's the chair of HHS.
I guess this is different than the proposal that was made by the governor last year, and these proposals come directly from HHS. So I didn't mention here, but there's a transition year in the proposal, so our program for FY 2027 would probably be fine. It's they would start this FY 2028. So
Let me see if I can schedule him to come out and we can see where he's coming from and you can share your concerns.
I've been speaking, or who kind of brought this to our attention, with Patricia Russman with Thriving Families. She's kind of on the pulse and speaking with legislators. So hopefully, at least they'd be at this forum.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to the lady that now runs the disability services for District 4 in Council Bluffs, and I asked her this very question. And she says, no, you can still come to us. If there's a funding deal, we'll go back and forth between District 1. And I said, we don't go that direction for anything.
Well, the contractor for disability services for District 1 and District 4 is the same.
Yes,
So,
right,
yes.
that's what she said.
So, and it's possible that would happen with what did they call these, the early childhood family support systems. It's just there's a big loss of local control, and the contractors are left to decide who they will employ and if they'll employ them themselves or if they will be, I did speak with our 2 parent educators just to let them know what's going on, and they'd rather be Harrison County employees. So, and we'd rather have, for programs like our Learning for Life, people who are in the county, know the county, you know, have made connections, so, I think there would be a big loss if it's, taken over and taken out of the county, but. Alright, so just making you aware.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have department bank reconciliations. Garrett? Steve?
1 inch up and 1 inch in,
Oh, and then
from the side and in.
the Air Force,
Army,
the Army. was that-
don't insult me like
Had to.
that. That's what the reg states anyway, so.
For the Army.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Tina?
Come on, my last name's Klutz.
See ya. Thank you.
I don't have that one here yet. I did have a question. So we had talked about, with the opioid fund that we have, having an account for that. So I signed over stuff for that particular fund. And when I talked to Megan, I think I'm gonna keep that other one so that we can do promotional items throughout that, because we can't use any of that opioid fund for that, so we can separate it and they can keep the books on the opioid money for what it is. And then when I do fundraiser stuff and things like that, it separates the two with them, so I'll still come in
Okay.
when I get the deal in on it, but I think that was the best solution that we had for it, to not mix those in together. If you guys have an issue with that, that's fine, I can consolidate into one.
Whatever works easiest, tell me the county.
Yeah.
I think we
If Megan's happy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
'cause
fine.
it's just a little more work, because then I gotta keep one, I mean, obviously have receipts for the other, but that way, when we get, people donate or whatever it is, it doesn't get mixed in, because all that funding is very specific to the opioid fund with how we have to use it, versus being able to fundraise, you know, with promotional items like we've done in the past, which is how we raised money in the past, with it, so I think it was just easier to separate those two, with it, then when people donate, they know exactly what it is that they're donating to and all that too, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
That's good. Thanks.
Consider approval of interfund. Oh, Sheila's got her.
This is very important too. She's never been wrong either, so.
So I just have two, December and January. I will say with the recent conversation with state auditors, they want the reconciliations done within the first 3 days of the new month. Actually, he wants me to do them on the first day, and I told him with the amount of, my accounts are the largest accounts that the county has, and reconciling that in a day.
Yeah. You can't reconcile to the end of the month.
Right, I have to wait till the end of the month, so now I have to have all the other departments that submit their funds to me, the support for the deposit, the electronic deposits, they have to have them to me by the last day of the month. So, and if I don't have them, I can't reconcile. So I had previously had a policy in place for my office where they had until the third business day to
Right.
get them to me. I have to change it
This is
per,
coming from the state auditor?
yeah.
We need a
He-
new state auditor.
Yeah, he's having me do a bunch of stuff for June, and he's not liking the dates that I have, and I said, I can't change the dates. I mean, this is how it works, you know, and doing it, so he's making recommendations, and so far that's what I'm getting out of it. I haven't had anything in writing yet. I'm waiting to see if I'm gonna get something in writing, but, I have to abide by what they're doing, so they're just gonna make my job a little bit harder, so I gotta,
I normally can't wait till the first meeting each month. You know?
yeah,
Well,
I
that-
mean,
We could be beaten on the first day of the month too.
Well, I don't think it's
Supervisor-
necessarily the signing off that they're worried about, if you guys sign
Okay.
off.
When you're getting
It's the
Just
date
getting them
of
in.
the reports that I'm printing that they're
Oh, okay.
looking at.
Okay.
They don't, I mean, that's what they're wanting. But, I mean, the date that I print it doesn't mean that I haven't marked it as an earned date or a cleared date. So, they're trying to match the two together. And really, in accounting world, they should know that can't happen. So, you can't have that happen on the same day, so,
Okay.
just so you kind of know what's going on.
All right, thank you, Chief. Anyone else? Now will you consider approval of interfund transfer resolution?
So this is what Todd was just talking about for the $10,000.
Into that account.
I will read it. Whereas it is desired to transfer monies from the opioid fund to the tobacco compliances fund. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Harrison County, Iowa as follows. The sum of $10,000 is ordered to be transferred from the opioid fund to the tobacco compliance fund effective February 5th, 2026. The auditor is directed to correct books accordingly and to notify the treasurer of this operating transfer. Accompanying the notification with a copy of resolution and the record of its adoption. The above and foregoing resolution was adopted by the Harrison County Board of Supervisors. And then it wants a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution?
Oh, this is a resolution, sorry. Tony?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
And I'm a yes.
To clarify, those two accounts are consolidated, that's tobacco and that one. So
Okay.
we're gonna be adding one, we're doing an alcohol compliance as well, so I don't know what that looks like, but we're in the works with the state.
Now we have consider approval for handwritten warrants for U.S. Bank in the amount of $6,605.64.
Making a motion to approve the warrant for US Bank for $6,605.64.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Fiscal year 27 budget discussions.
Yep, so we got several of the changes that you guys talked about on Tuesday. Got those back. So I just wanna go over some of those. Not every department was able to get them back to me, but
Ice cream trucks come along.
I did get a few, so. So we'll start with the treasurer. So you guys had asked for $5,000 there. She reduced office supplies by 400, postage for the motor vehicle account by 1,000, mileage by 100, office supplies out of the treasury fund by 400, legal notices by 2,000, postage from the treasury fund by 1,000, and then 100 off of continuing education. So she came down to the 474, 0, 0 that you guys were asking for, so that's what so you can see the graph there, that's her 5 years spread with next year's
Perfect.
proposed.
I got that. Did I miss one? I've got 4,900. I've got 400 for,
400 for office supplies, 1,000 for postage, 100 off of employee mileage, 400 off of office supplies out of the treasury fund, 2,000 off of legal notices, 1,000 off of postage in the treasury fund, and 100 off of continuing education.
okay, that's the one I missed, continuing education.
Are we good with that now?
I'm good with that, yeah.
Nothing else changed on hers.
No, so she's at the 474,060, which is what you guys asked. Okay, county attorney, she did, ask for a few changes, I believe
Yeah.
she's talked to.
She talked to you?
I talked to her last night too. Yeah.
Okay, so, office supplies, you guys had asked for it at 3,000, which she was okay with. Employee mileage, she did ask that that be just cut in half rather than eliminated completely because of her staff. So we moved that back to 900. And then she did also ask for office equipment to be at 2,500 because she's looking to purchase a few things. And then she said that the front door needs replaced, which I don't know if you guys have been over there, but it really does suck.
It's bad.
So, she asked for 2,000 there, but we had also discussed that capital fund, which I did talk to another county, and that's how they do it, is they
Move that money into there, yeah.
They budget from the general, non-departmental into a capital fund. So would you prefer that that be moved into a capital fund?
I'd rather it not be her responsibility.
Yeah, I think so, and then I also think that sidewalk needs replaced. That came up at the last safety meeting, that sidewalk out front
Okay,
is
maybe
not
get some bids on that then.
Like,
compliant. Just
And then
gotta
did she
patch it.
mention, you probably didn't cover it yet, she had mentioned a couple other things too, security things?
Yes, which are part of the office equipment, I think.
Okay, all right.
So that brings her total reduction to 1,600?
1,600 or so?
No.
You pulled the IT out of it too, correct?
No, she did not have any IT related expenses.
Oh, office equipment and furniture, that's what we thought we were gonna take,
We had to put it back
Yeah.
because of the items that she needs.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were gonna remove it, but, so then it's, if we take out the 5,002, it's 6,900 off.
Okay.
Yeah. But then she added in the 7,000 for court-related services. So she is up a total from last year of 9,733, but that includes the salaries from moving Shirley from part-time to full-time and.
I think when we started, she was up 16,000, right, so
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
reduced 7,000.
And a lot of that's just expert witness stuff, I mean,
yeah, that 7,000 was part we couldn't. So are we good with hers?
I'm good.
Sheriff. So you had requested the 25,000. So you removed animal control services, the $2,800. You removed that. You took off 5,000 from fuel and oil. Legal notices, he dropped it $200. Postage, he dropped it 1,000. Phones were down 500. Took 2,500 out of motor vehicle repair. He removed 4,000 for his central air and 2,500 for heating. And then he dropped the line item radio and communications.
And you said the gutters thing too, did you say?
That was, yes, already
Okay.
what
Okay.
we discussed on Tuesday.
Yeah, we moved that, took that off.
So that brings him down. Total is 1,848,967, down from 1,901,467. Here is his 5-year spread.
Good.
So he's down about 2.8%.
Does that meet what we asked him?
Mhm.
Okay.
clerk of court, we removed, we took that $1,200 fee down to $750, so their total is $22,200, up from $20,200, so they're up $2,000 overall.
So they didn't change, since the other day, they haven't changed it all, they didn't change theirs at all.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you want?
So we're getting some rent for the juvenile officer?
No, we're
No,
saving.
we're saving
Oh,
money.
we're just not paying that anymore, okay.
But that's not part of their budget, correct?
No.
Nope, that comes out of different.
So are they haven't approached it yet, or they're refusing to cut?
You haven't asked them to cut. When she was in here, you guys said you're okay with where she was at. They bring in approximately $89,000 in revenue,
That's
so
what we
we
talked
were.
about.
You want them to cut something?
How are we setting on numbers?
Depends.
They're up 2,000.
We've made everybody
I'd
else.
kinda like to cut $1,000 out of that and let them figure out where they're gonna take it.
Cut 1,000 off. Okay.
Let them figure that out.
Okay. Recorder. So you guys asked for 2,000 to be cut. She reduced office supplies by 500, employee mileage by 500, and then 1,000 off of data processing, which is, Felicia, that's your scanning, is that correct?
Yeah, fixing books and scanning.
So that brings her down to, $289,236, which is a 0.6% increase. Good. Planning and zoning, we had no changes.
I have one here.
For what?
Okay, I have on it, I just wrote down the health. That 54,000 was under the Board of Health?
Yeah. That's under Department 23.
And
That grant,
that grant, okay. And that's used for water test?
That's my understanding. That would be my question, but that's my understanding.
no, that's what it's used for.
Okay,
We spent 60 last year.
okay. So it sits there, and when he sends water tests into the state, then
We put it against that,
they reimburse, or out of that fund?
yes.
Correct.
It comes out of that fund?
No, the money, you need to talk to Matt, but my understanding is he submits reimbursement to the
Yes.
state and then they issue us a check. That money is not just sitting in any county account.
It's a reimbursement, right?
Okay,
Yeah, it's
Or
at the
or
state.
the cost we spend for
Yeah.
the
Correct.
At the
Okay.
state. I did talk to Brittany, she's got some ideas, but she hasn't. we
All right,
haven't-
if you, I have some,
Oh, there she
I
is.
can tell you a little bit.
Yep.
Do you guys have the county welfare one, or do you wanna do the VA?
Let's start with VA.
VA first,
Yeah.
okay. So kinda what I told Megan was trimming the VA is gonna be essentially trying to take away from my salary or allocation fund, so I can't do a whole lot with that, but I did come up with just around 5,500 to trim off of. But we'd be taking away from services to veterans, like for prescription medication, rent payments, utility payments. But I did get from that and a little bit from the admin down by 5330. So I took off that.
Can you put that bar graph, you can see, Brittany, why we,
I don't,
it was based on what we decided to cut.
Yeah. Let's go.
right, it wasn't because we thought you were
Right.
overspending, it was because
Oh,
the
no.
money had been used in the
Yeah.
past, so.
Right, and it's, with services to veterans or services to, for county welfare, it's kind of like a as-need basis, catastrophic events if they take place, it's just depending on who needs assistance and when, so That's why it's always nice to have the cushion, but I was able to still make some cuts and feel like there could still be a decent cushion if we're always willing to work together to, like, if there is a catastrophic event, and make changes if need be, so.
So if you look at that, Brittany,
Right.
you're constantly coming in way under budget,
Gave
which
me-
is great.
Yes,
But what we're trying to do with this budget is cut out what ifs.
right,
That's what
absolutely.
budget amendments are for, is the what
Yeah.
ifs, so that we're not taxing for a what if.
So what I wanted just to make sure was if it's okay, since I do oversee the county welfare and the VA department, and you were asking for 10,000 from each department, if I could do a 5330 from the VA and then the remainder from the county welfare, which I was able to come up with in my numbers. I've just been busy and not been able to get them to Megan yet.
Are those all part of 21?
They're all part of the fund that we're working in under, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have an issue with
I don't know.
splitting that up.
Okay.
And I support the contingency stuff, I mean,
Right, definitely.
plus you have that other fund as well, that,
Right, the 10,000 for the TIF fund, and then we
Yes.
have, we have state, we have all kinds of stuff I can pull out of, but for the county welfare, that's a little bit different,
Yeah.
cause I don't have, that money for
there, yeah.
there, so when we had like that flood in 2019, we were lucky to get some support through a lot of grants and stuff like that too, but just, if there's a catastrophic event, then we can obviously bring it up then at that
Right.
time,
And
but
Tony
yeah,
even
for now.
mentioned, like your funeral expenses,
Mhm.
you're budgeting, but you've never used the amount you're
Right.
budgeting.
Mhm.
If something were to happen and you needed that for a funeral, come back in and ask.
See us, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We wanna
And
put
I
this
will,
up
I
in
think that for the VA funeral side, we have used actually over budget the last, or really close to, over the last couple years. And I think that obviously had something to do with when COVID was going on, there was a lot more coming through. But as Megan and I also talked about, my fund for county welfare is based off of a policy that was put in place 26 years ago, and cost of living has significantly increased, and that needs to be relooked at too. $150 a year for utility assistance doesn't do a whole lot for anybody anymore. So that's where I am worried about now this being taken away, is that when that policy gets refreshed to be more how it should be in today's day, are we gonna see that start going over then? And so I just wanna kind of make sure that we all understand that Megan and I are working on doing an updated policy for the county welfare services too.
So you wanna do 5330 for.
5330 from the veterans, and then for the county welfare side, I was able to take, I'm sorry, this is all pencil, because I've been so busy.
26,
I was able to take out 15,350 from that one.
Oh, wow.
that's good.
Because there are, and I'll say that we are lucky because we do have the allocation fund from the Department of VA. They pay for all of my office expenses, all my mileage. Anytime I go to training, they pay for all of that. So we don't really have a lot of overhead costs there. But as you know, I told you last time, there's some changes coming in legislation with that too. That money is not guaranteed all the time either. So there could be a year that it's 5,000 or 15,000 at this point. I don't know what's happening in legislation right now, so. But obviously I'll always keep you guys updated.
You should talk to David. I think the two of you could really relieve a lot of your stress just having a conversation and complaining about what's going on at the state.
Oh, yeah, right, we love it, huh? I just complain to the people that make differences, so. But yes, if you guys have any questions, I will get these numbers over to you, Megan. I'm sorry, it's been pure crazy and I got not much notice to do it, so. But I'll get them over to you, and if you guys wanna look at them line by line to kinda see where I took from, but,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so, the next one that I have done is public health from David. So you guys had requested 30,000 from that. So he took 8,000 off of the deputy salary, which, David, I believe is your
It's therapy.
therapy, yeah, so it's
Okay.
not an employee salary that he cut, it's an out service. Then he took off 1,000 from health supplies, 17,000 off of employee mileage.
That's for where we would purchase a new car, so that kind of eliminates doing that, but.
500 out of education and training, and then 3,000 off of the building purchase.
That's, repairs.
Oh, yeah, we'll put that in the capital fund.
Yep.
What was the 500 again, Megan?
Education training. So do you guys want the 4,500 moved to the capital fund?
If we don't put the money in, we're not gonna have it in there.
Yeah, not right now.
You wanna leave it here?
No, wants to take it out.
Just wanna take it out.
Right.
Okay.
Is it, well,
I'm going to create it. I have the numbers. That's part of one of the things that I want to discuss is how much you want to put in there the first year.
Okay.
But if we just take it out of here and on this one.
it's out of here regardless.
Yeah, let's take it out
Yeah.
of here.
So remove the 4,500 completely?
Yeah.
If we're able to put it in the capital fund, then I think we'll put it in the capital fund.
And then if we need repairs, who would like approve those?
This board.
This board
Yeah,
here.
so you
Okay.
would essentially come to the board and ask for an amendment or approval to have the work done, and then they would pay for it.
Your board would have to approve it and recommend it to us.
Because you have
It's
to go
gonna
through
be for
bids
like
anyway.
major repairs,
Yeah,
though.
major.
Okay,
Yeah, and kind of what we're looking at here is that building was remodeled fairly recently, so are there that many repairs in a newly remodeled building?
well, we have had some, we had a plumbing issue that was expensive.
Yes.
We had new, rear doors put on, that cost 5,000. We have, an exterior trim issue, it'd probably be a few hundred, I would think, right now, but, and so, I guess my concern would be if we have like an HVAC repair, that could be a couple thousand, that would need to be done right away, rather than wait for our board, which meets every other month, and,
But they could have a special meeting.
Yeah, when we talk that though, we're dealing with what ifs again.
How the JEC handles that is, we had an HVAC problem. We only meet once a month. So we delegated the chairman to handle those things and then bring it to the board the next meeting. But if you gotta fix it right now, the chairman helps them make that
the
decision.
chairman could sign off on it, and.
We'd have to make a resolution for that, but yeah, that's what we do there.
Okay,
But then you would come to this board and ask for that money.
okay,
Yeah.
so we would make a resolution at the next Board of Health meeting that the chairman could decide on emergency repairs.
And then you come to us on the capital fund.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. It probably should be pretty specific on what's kind of constitutes an emergency, but.
But I guess there's double checks, because it go for
Board
our chairman and then to you guys too, so.
Maybe work with, maybe Tony can get you that resolution, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, just use what they have.
Good.
Thank you. So that brings, payment down, overall asking from last year $4,500 for a decrease of 0.28
Overall,
overall.
good.
Huh?
Is David released?
I'm done with David, you're done with David.
Unless he wants to stay for.
I'm gonna stay for
CC.
later discussion.
Okay, jail, we just had that one change, which, went ahead and made, which brings him down to an increase total of $89 from last year.
Okay.
What change was that?
That $3,000 out
The
of
one that he didn't even know about.
food and provisions.
Okay, so we
So
just
a
had a
total of $89 increase.
So,
And then general services, we had that salary change to 46,000, which brought our total to 179,363 for a decrease of $46,887.
say that again. the last one, the decrease?
46,887. So you can see where we've got a pretty good drop from last year to this year.
Good.
Those are the only ones that I have done for today. I did wanna discuss that capital account, if you have an idea of how much you'd like to see in there, or if you just wanna see what we have left to work with when we get done.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, I've got Thad's numbers, I haven't got a chance to put them in yet, I'll get with Brittany, we'll get her numbers put in, and then I think that's everybody's numbers. And then, the next budget meeting, we'll discuss what our,
So we shouldn't need to be here on the 10th. We could probably do that on the 12th after our meeting.
Okay. I have some questions on what we talked about the other day. And I have questions on, the fair board. I know you guys both wanted to leave it at 24,500, but we've made everybody else cut. Everybody, every department. And they had $38,000 left at the end of last year, and they had $26,000 at the end of the year previous. I just don't think it's right to cut everybody else in our departments here and not reduce theirs at least a little. I was thinking, closer to 18, give them 18,000, that's cutting 6,500. If they ended up with 38,000 last year, even if we took out that 6,500, they're gonna end up with 31,500.
You got any thoughts?
Well, having sit on the fair board, I'm surprised there's any money left at all in that account, because normally we run a deficit every year. I mean, we might wanna investigate that some more with them.
But they haven't run at a deficit for the last 2 years.
Right.
And-
But it was a long time ago that I was on there too.
Right, and their expenses were somewhere in the vicinity of 189,000, and their, income, their revenues were 200 and. Revenues, total receipts were 216,000, and their total expenses were 189,000. So they, I mean, even if you added that 6,000 back into their expenses, they're still only at 195,000.
Why don't we have her come in next week and discuss that, because I wanna know a little bit more.
Okay.
is she here still?
Oh, that's right, she left, didn't she?
See if she's available.
Or you're back next week?
Yep.
And insurance,
Is there anything specific you want her to bring that I can,
no, she pretty much already brought that, I mean, that's
I didn't know
what
if there was
this,
any additional items.
Well, I'd like to know the impact if we cut it.
well, of course they're gonna say the impact is. Nobody wants their budget
That's a fair
cut.
question.
Yeah.
Where are you
It's
gonna
a
cut
county
it
fair,
from?
so if they don't need the money, it's fine.
I did come in and ask for more money.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
No.
Right. I just think to be equal across the board to all the different, I mean, we cut out West Alliance, we ended up cutting Golden Hills RC&D down again. We didn't give them what they wanted, anywhere close to what they wanted, so I just feel like,
Okay.
even if we just,
Yeah,
even if
we'll
we,
get her in here.
you know.
What was your other question?
My questions are about insurance,
Okay. Health, property,
health insurance.
okay.
You talked about it being a 10% decrease if we were to go with Assured Partners.
Not necessarily, no. That was their first proposal,
Okay,
but that is not a set number. They need our current rate from Wellmark proposal before they will give us an actual rate.
but a 10% decrease was gonna be $250,000 to $350,000,
It was gonna be 245,000.
okay? And that was, the insurance was what was the deductible on the insurance?
On the proposed, oh, it looks like we have Trista, do you guys want to talk to her?
Oh, there you are.
Yep.
Not bad. Sorry, yes.
On budget, we're talking budget.
We're
and
talking
fair
budget.
Okay.
And my proposal was, because we're making everybody else cut their budget, I was suggesting cutting the fair, what we give the fair board.
Okay.
And they wanted to,
Yeah, what would be the impact? So what was the number you wanted to give them?
If we came down, I was thinking 18, I know you guys probably don't wanna go that far, but if we came down to even, just down to 20, that'd be 4,500 out of your budget.
That would be a huge impact for us. The reason we do have a little extra is we actually had to pay the deductible, or not deductible, the prepayment for this year for one of our vendors. So that's why it showed that there was extra in there to pay for the prepayment for one of the acts, excuse me, not vendors, acts for this year. So, yeah, that would be a huge,
So most of your expenses probably come out before the fair.
correct, yes. Yep. Yep. I mean, just the inflatables is $8,500 for the year. I'm trying to think of the other one, sorry, I wasn't quite prepared for that.
When do we give you the money?
Usually, I believe it's end of February-ish, somewhere in that time, February, March.
So
So
this
that's
year's-
technically, and that will take care of the premiums that we just paid for, to all the kids and everything, along with our insurance, which comes out, I believe, March something, end of March, I believe.
So this figure that you had as of December 31st, 25, the 38,000,
Yep.
that does not include the 24,500 that we're gonna give you for this
No,
year.
that included last year's 24/5.
That was last year's, but that's not this year's.
That's not this year's, no.
So you will get another 24,500 before July 1st of this year.
Correct, and that, I mean, and what was there at that point in time is obviously gone, because we've had to pay to get the events to come this year, the percentages to put down for those events for this year.
And you depend on the gate for a lot of that then?
So the grandstand gate is only for the grandstand events. These are the free events that we offer, so the bubbler, we've had a hypnotist, I believe we have another hypnotist again this year, different items and stuff. That also takes care of, the Rick Powell, his music night, I believe.
Anything in the free tent, is that?
Anything in the free tent
That's-
or in the free, because we don't charge anything at the entrance to the park portion of it. The
Right.
only thing that we charge for is, the grandstand event. So the rodeo, then the figure eights, and then this year we'll be having, demo derbies this year on Friday, so. Those are the only things we charge
Fair
for.
board member, and what he told me was, most of what the county's funds went towards that free entertainment thing. And then insurance premium.
And interest.
And what on this, it says concession stand groups, do donations back to the community of 2,800.
Yep, so we have, to run the concession stands, we pay we've had YEA, we've had Kiwanis, FFA, I believe, we pay them $500 a night to run the concession stand. We run the beer garden section of it, we just have them doing the cooking and serving of the food. So we donate that back to those items, so. And we've had, I think, post-prom maybe too as well, so. And that's for fair and for the figure eight races too, so that's all
I'm
we're
not
doing with
thinking
that,
where
so.
It's a community event, it's sports. And mostly, if you don't have kids in some activities, you don't even go,
Right, but yeah, that takes care
It's
of,
for the
like I
kids,
said,
yeah.
all of the free events that brings in, anybody that we have in the commercial building, if they need additional items, they pay to be in there, but they need additional items, that brings in those too, so.
I get it's for the kids, but our employees have kids too. I mean, we're cutting from every department. Our employees have children, we're cutting everybody. And so I guess, I think I still think that we should cut it a little. But that's fine, if you guys.
We would appreciate as, you know, just as a community, we do try to bring in as much as we can to bring in outside, people bringing, you know, camping, and then spending money at the grocery stores and at, you know, food vendors and stuff too, not just at the fairgrounds, but in town and in the community. So we try to bring in as much as we can. I know the rodeo guys hit the extra activities after they're done and everything, so, bringing in, from Foodland, and then also.
The one year, Mark Wills stopped at Penny's Diner.
Yes, exactly.
Who's Mark Wells?
Country music
Country
singer.
singer, so, yeah. I know they do utilize those, so McDonald's is a pretty big hit because I usually get stuck behind them.
Right.
So,
All right, I don't have anything.
Thank
else
you.
for Krista.
I wanna go back to the, not for
Oh,
Krista,
okay.
sorry.
Thank you.
Back to health insurance.
Yeah.
Is that you say 245, that's
That would be the potential savings if
savings, if they stay there.
they stay at the percentage that they propose.
But we're 90% sure they're not gonna stay at that proposed.
I
Didn't
mean,
they
we
give
have
you the
no
number of
idea, but we're
zero?
probably not going to.
Which is kind of,
We're just guessing at this point.
but
We
the,
won't know until April.
but the way they're
What-
doing it, it's like, it's almost a collusion thing.
It is, and I asked Isaac
No.
to get us back numbers earlier, and they said they'll work on it.
He told me he could have it back to us within 7 to 10 days. He said he can get it back before April.
Okay. So
Who did
what,
you talk to? Because I'm curious, because I talked to Ryan and he
That's who I
doesn't
talked to yesterday.
tell us any of this.
He
And I'm
said,
curious why you're going around the benefits provider and we are HR in our office.
we probably shouldn't do that.
We
'cause
should
then we're-
probably include that person in on the emails, Rebecca. That's not appropriate.
it's not appropriate to pass up a possibility of saving the taxpayers $245,000.
We're not passing it up. We're simply saying we have to wait to see if
Speak
it's
with
an
one
option.
voice. We need to speak with one voice.
And
We didn't pass them up.
So-
They're coming in to present.
when
But
are they
don't
coming
have-
in to present?
February 9th. The insurance committee is meeting on February 9th.
But Assured Partners is coming on February 9th?
Their presentation is being presented, yes.
By them.
No, they won't come here. We asked them that.
That's not what I was told.
Once again, we're paying $36,000 for a broker to do this. Unless you want to eliminate that, I think we should not step in the middle of this.
So,
And if we get the savings, fantastic.
Yeah, I want them
If we
just
get an
as much as
increase,
anybody else.
you may have jeopardized that.
if we get an increase, so you're wanting to blame the increase on me, but the fact that we could possibly save $245,000.
And is that based on what she brought us before? Did she tell us it was gonna be a 10, and that's a 245, didn't she tell us that?
Right, she said it was gonna be a decrease of 10%.
Okay, and how much is that?
Could be a decrease.
Could be.
That's $245,000.
Then why are you getting involved?
Because Brian said he doesn't wanna switch insurance companies.
But it's not Brian's decision, it's the board's
Correct.
decision.
What-
And the insurance committee is handling it. But when you step in the middle, you're going around the department that is responsible for handling
Maybe we should
that.
just get rid of the insurance group.
My comment was, I think, in my opinion, I think we're better off staying where we are, what we know.
Right.
Because there's so many coverages that aren't covered at Assured Partners that are covered at HUB.
We gotta see the
What is
presentation.
not
Yes.
covered by Assured Partners?
Life insurance is not covered.
Yep.
No,
The health
they-
and dental is, or
They
not
can
the health,
broker
the
dental, vision, and life, it's just
Should we
not
let the
pricing.
presentations come, let the insurance board?
Are they gonna
That's
come
what-
to
That's what I
us?
would like to see is the presentations, and then we make a decision.
What do we have these groups for, Rebecca? What do we have them for? Why do we have a compensation board then?
You're not,
It's smaller, more
just like
effective
that.
government.
You're not
when
accurate.
These
Yeah.
people come and report to
Yes.
us.
because
This is not
Assured Partners-
micromanagement, we don't micromanage, it's not our job.
ISAC does do dental, vision, and life.
Well, then let them
Or
present
They
that.
don't do it, Assured Partners does it.
Well, let's
Correct,
get the two
and I told
presentations.
you on Tuesday that they gave us their proposals and they're considerably higher than our current rates. They're still going to be presented to the insurance committee, but that doesn't mean that we have to go with them.
Right.
And I think the committee's leaning towards splitting. Is that
I have no idea where the committee is leaning at this point, but it's up to the committee to determine that. And then bring their recommendation to you. The auditor's office is responsible for handling the benefits. And a supervisor stepping in and going behind the auditor's office's back to talk to these companies is inappropriate in my opinion.
That's just your opinion, you're welcome to your opinion. I'm trying to save the taxpayers money.
So
So
am
as the
I.
insurance group, Rebecca, let the people do their job. We have the final decision. And if you don't agree with the final decision, then we'll discuss it at that time. You getting involved, let's get rid of all the groups. Let's get rid of the compensation. Let's do it all, because we're not trusting those groups to bring the right information for you. That's what you're telling me. I don't trust HUB. I don't trust the
No, it's not
insurance
Hub I
group.
don't trust.
Who don't you trust?
When I get two different,
That's why we're bidding it.
get two different stories.
Maybe you shouldn't get involved in it and let the insurance group bring us one story.
The
You don't-
insurance group is made up of every department head in the county. We bring them the proposals and allow them to make the decision based off of the plans and the premiums.
So is one of us in that insurance group?
No, we
How many
come
of-
to you as a group and present it to you and allow
Presentation.
you three to make that decision.
Megan, how many people in that group are elected by the people as well?
It would Felicia, Sheila, me, Brandon, and Sarah.
So you have 5 electeds as part of that group. Those people are accountable to the same people we're accountable to.
And I want us to save $245,000, but I sure ain't gonna call them and show that, uh-oh, Harrison County's got a split thing out there, we're gonna play this game. Oh, they don't have anything to say over here in the HUB group because they've been stepped on by the supervisor. The supervisor doesn't trust them, so maybe we better hang back here. You know exactly what I'm saying. Do you see a value in this? Tell me what value you see in this over the insurance group. I wanna know. What's the value of you getting involved?
I'm just verifying. I'm verifying.
They're gonna give us a presentation, Rebecca. We're gonna make the final decision. I trust this group. They report back to the people. I do not think it's right that you get involved in those things. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just looking out for the people.
So you're saying we're not looking out for the people. We sit here and vote on the final proposal, and we're not looking out for the people.
Well, when Brian said the other day that he didn't want to
He had an
go
opinion.
with the other insurance, I was like, why wouldn't you want to save $245,000?
It's not that I don't want to save $245,000. I want to look at the coverages and what we're paying. That goes into the final decision. If you're paying, you might pay less money, but if you're getting less out of that money, it's not worth it. Everything's about return on investment.
And I talked to 12 of the 31 counties that are on it, and they all love it. They absolutely love it. They said they wouldn't change one bit.
Okay, well, let's let the committee come back with their
I've
proposal.
talked to several too that love it, and I'm not against it, but from a budget standpoint, I can't budget for a 10% decrease without knowing that that is actually going to happen. Until I have a final proposal from them, I can't. Okay? And they have not given me one. I will talk to Ryan and see if he can get me a proposal in the next 7 days, but I talked to him and the ISAC provider, David, last week after talking to HUB, and he said he would work on it as soon as possible, but there was no timeline given.
Did you get a report to him?
Of what?
The report of the rates?
We don't have it, that's the
What
problem.
about the report for the claim, that type of?
We don't have it, that's the problem. And that's something that my office knows, but if you tell him that, that's when it creates this, okay, that's why we can't give it to you in 7 days. Because Wellmark is not giving us those reports, and they will not give it to us because we've only been with them for 7 months.
Megan, in your committee, is there a point of contact for these people to reach out to, a point of contact? so
Morgan,
that-
because
so
she's
Morgan
the
is a point of
benefits
contact,
person, yes.
And that's the person that needs to be in contact with these.
And she is in contact with Ryan,
You
she's in
don't have
contact
everybody-
with David.
You don't have everybody on your committee calling Ryan or
No,
whoever.
no one on the committee
There's one
does.
point of contact, and that's the way it should be.
And then she gives the information out as needed. There's no reason for every department head to be included on every single email. A lot of it is HIPAA, confidential, and they shouldn't be included.
This is where, Tony, you've had ICS training. ICS training is great for everybody that serves in the public.
Yep. I agree.
All right, what else?
Budget, anything else?
Okay, we'll move to consider approval for resolution for county bids.
I did not finish that. I talked to Sarah. She's super busy. She did say we need a policy rather than a resolution. We need a resolution to put a policy in place. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the resolution will say that we are gonna start following this
It
policy
should be in our
as
policy
of,
handbook.
but so far we don't have them.
Right.
So why don't you keep working with her on that?
Right, I'm gonna work with her and also the department heads, because I don't want to do like we did with the credit card policy and say, oh, there was an unintended consequence, and have to keep changing it. So I'd rather just do it once. I did talk to secondary roads, they would have to be exempt because they have all those different DOT and state regulations on how they do their bids and that type of stuff. And this isn't necessarily a policy on the bid, I mean, that's dictated by the state, by state code.
Correct.
How you do your bids is dictated by state code. This is a policy on do not exceed amounts and what we pay and the fact that we have to have change orders.
Sounds good. I have no
So
problem with that.
I will continue to work with Sarah. Like I told her, I know she's super busy, so I don't want this to be a, priority. So it might be a couple more weeks before we get it done.
Okay.
But I will get it done.
All right, next we have.
Can we take a break for weeks?
Absolutely. Recess for next week.
He's out in the car. He's probably taking it. Yeah. He's got the climate controller on there, he's too warm. Yeah, they are.
Just want to make sure.
I got him in, I've had him for 5 years. He's still turned 7 in October. Depends on the dog, depends on what the health problems, stuff like that. Time to retire anyway. He's been pretty healthy so far. She says forever. Forever. He doesn't live forever. You might outlive me. You might outlive me. Belgian Malinois. It's kind of like a German Shepherd from the old. A lot of the. No, it's its own breed. They are, the other one is too, it's a little smaller one, but super fierce, different. But they, a lot of the police and military don't. The joke to them is when a shepherd ends, they will run themselves to death. They will work forever. That's right. But I think, I don't think going on with either one of the two, they still use German Shepherds. Really, just depends on the dog itself, a lot of it. think they're generally smaller, they're generally smaller, they have fewer health issues. They bite a little longer, a little harder.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back. Before we go into that, and I won't forget this, January 29th minutes.
Move to approve the minutes from January 29th?
I haven't seen them that I know of.
Does Megan send this to you?
Yeah, I don't remember getting this one though. It might be on my computer, but. Okay,
There's actually, should be 2 meetings there, right?
January 29th and.
this is just January 20th.
Okay, I'm thinking Tuesday, sorry.
Okay.
Tuesday, all right.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Now we have the discussion on county's role in TC.
Did you get the emails from Mr. Ruma?
I did. And I think those, they're great questions. And I think the core is probably the one that he needs to talk to.
Can I?
This is a very serious problem, and I think the Corps is on top of it. I've seen things out there that this is a county problem. Our role in this, and that's what the item is on this, our role is very minute. The only thing the county has involving with this is well permitting. And that goes to the DNR before it comes to us. If you read state code says DNR has concurrent authority. They tried to say there's a 28E that gives that authority to this county, but that is not true by state code. That 28E does not absolve them from state codes.
We do have the testing money, and people can request a test specifically for TCE, but the DNR has to approve that. And we had one just not very long ago that requested, and they said no, because you're not within the area.
You have to be in that 17 square mile area, the testing area.
So, it's,
But we do have the money to do that if the DNR approves it.
right,
But if you live in Dunlap and you request a TCE
Right,
test, you're
you're
gonna
not
pay
gonna
for
get
that
it.
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, clean drinking water up and down that thing.
Yeah.
The Army Corps is in charge of remediation. Can I read his questions?
Yeah.
He says, before endorsing or supporting any remediation strategy, because they haven't decided, the Army Corps hasn't decided on their remediation yet.
Correct.
So, he said, I respectfully ask that the county require clear answers to the following questions consistent with EPA and DOD best practices. Will the proposed remediation approach address both contaminated groundwater and the underlying source areas? What contingency plan exists if contamination rebounds or continues to expand? How long is the community expected to rely on active treatment and monitoring? And what safeguards are in place to protect existing and future drinking water wells from secondary water quality impacts? How does this strategy support long-term economic development rather than indefinite management? Because it is a problem for us, for the county,
It's a huge problem for the people that live there,
Yeah.
right?
and they're the ones that the Corps is working with. The Corps isn't wanting to spend a lot of time dealing with people who don't live in that area. Their time is focused on the people in that impacted area.
That's the Corps' issue. Where it comes to us is anywhere outside what the Corps deals with. They deal with that, whatever they've determined that their radius is. How it affects us is outside that radius.
But they've got monitoring wells outside of the hot area, and they're testing those wells too. They keep coming back negative.
I think the bigger issue is, I agree with you, and anybody can request that test. But the DNR, just like they said in the message here, they're too far outside, so we denied that one. We approved 2 and denied 1. So it's really, anybody who wants that tested should submit, for specifically for TCE. And if the DNR agree, then we can get it tested. We can use that grant money to do that.
right? But,
There is a big packet in the Missouri Valley Library that explains everything the Corps is doing. They have annual meetings where they discuss it. They had a meeting with Public Health, they discussed it. They're not hiding anything on this.
But I agree, this is a major problem. I'm just trying to figure out what we can do, other than take those requests for anybody who wants a TCE test, and pass it to the DNR to see if we can get it done.
well, and
That's how
the-
it's handled now.
Right.
the other thing that we can do is, not zone anything out there, anything that,
Oh, I agree.
like, this,
Like the
this
housing
is,
development.
yeah, this is how this all started, was when the gentleman came and wanted that 40 acres zoned as,
Residential.
residential,
I agree.
and we tabled it and started doing some research and found out that absolutely not, because we don't want those people drilling wells out there.
And we denied it based on the science.
Right.
Right? And so that is the part that we can do, is not zone anything else out that way residential.
I agree 100%.
So there is something we as a county can do,
And we're doing it.
right?
We're already
We had
doing
that one come in, we did not, but I agree, we should. And I have no problem using this map right here, you know?
But we also, the other thing that we, need to do is not allow any more wells out that way, not just in,
I'm not taking that on. I think that you're, there's a fine line. If
On a
you-
case by
If you draw a
case.
line, and you say, nobody on this side of this line can get a well drilled, but on this side of the line, you can. You just destroyed this person's property value, and they could drill a well 4 feet away from this person. 4 feet away, it's okay to drill a well,
well, it needs to be on a case by case.
and it is now.
Yeah, and
It's
I,
already on a case by case.
But when the
But a
DNR,
moratorium in that area is a
No,
bad idea.
no,
That would
I-
be the state, that wouldn't be us.
I don't agree with, I agree with you that we can't do a moratorium, that's against property
It's
owner
already on a
rights.
case by case out there.
But yet, we gave permission on a well that the DNR did not recommend.
But they would allow.
They would allow, but they didn't recommend it. So what does it take to not allow wells up there?
The DNR to say it's not allowed and not recommended. If they say no to both of those questions, then it doesn't get approved. There's several places that can't drill wells. If you go up into a housing development, they've built houses as far as they can go. The DNR does not allow wells on past.
I think this should get in the paper somehow, people.
I think they could have backed up years ago and put rural water out there.
They can't. I talked to Matt Gresh yesterday, and because of the topography of the land, for one, but also, he said that any holes you poke in that ground, TCE is on the top
Right,
of
that's
the
what,
soil.
the water, the TCE is not in the aquifer. It's,
It's not in
you're
the
drilling
one,
through
there's
it.
two different aquifers, right under the missile base, it is in that one. That's the shallower aquifer. Their concern is that it will go in the deep aquifer, and if you drill wells or you mess with the ground, because TCE is heavy, it will bring that TCE down to the deep aquifer, and that's what they're trying to avoid. And, where was I going with that? And so he said they can't do, because of the topography, Loess Hills are so hilly, we can't do rural water, for one. They said it's absolutely impossible out that way to do rural water, and they don't have the source. They don't have enough pressure, they don't have a source that would give us enough pressure to put groundwater to that area, or rural water, excuse me. So rural water's out there. And that's the biggest concern is, at the DNR, is that if we keep poking holes and dragging that TCE down, it follows a hole that you dig.
I agree 100%. My position's also, I don't think housing development should be in the country, so I have no problem supporting on that.
I would like to also read this letter, this second letter that he sent to you guys, or well, he sent it to me. I agree that it may not be worth taking time up, oh, excuse me, wrong one. I reprinted. The purpose of my letter was not to prejudge the Corps' decisions, but to help generate conversation at the county level based on EPA and Department of Defense experience at similar TCE sites. It is reasonable to expect that monitoring, management, and land use considerations will extend for multiple decades, even after the remediation begins. Like it or not, our county will be living with the consequences of this contamination for a long, long time. This issue goes well beyond the technical details of groundwater cleanup. It will affect long-term planning decisions related to zoning, development, new well placement, real estate disclosures, infrastructure investment, and public health initiatives. These are squarely within the county's purview, and they deserve early and thoughtful discussions. My hope is simply that the board begins that conversation now, so the county is better positioned to protect residents, plan responsibly, and support long-term growth as the remediation process moves forward. And I think that's, like, we are talking about this. I think that's why people wanted this, not because they're gonna ding on us and trash us. They just we need more people to be aware of it, and we need to be ready to deal with it.
I
And
think it's being taken very seriously. I think the right people are working on it. The Corps of Engineers has a host of people that can, they're scientists, chemists, you name it, the Corps has those people that are available, especially with their contractor.
but their job is strictly remediation. Their job is not
They got the filtration systems they're supplying.
for existing wells.
And then if there's a new one, my understanding, what they told at their meeting was that's taken on case by case.
Right, it's taken on a case by case whether or not they'll give the filtration system.
Correct.
And it needs to be, we just need to make, our job is to make sure that, and this goes along with public health, we need to make sure that wells that MAD is permitting are not anywhere close to the missile-based site.
My understanding when those wells come up is Matt, the DNR, and the Corps working together on those approvals.
But he has, in 2023, he denied a well in that area because of the TCE contamination, and as he should have.
Sounds like he's doing his job.
And so I just ask that we continue to make sure that that's what he does.
I think too, though, we can put something out, if you have any concerns, we do have that, they can request to have their well tested for TCE. Of course, it's up to the government to determine.
It depends on how close it is
Right,
to the.
but still, you still can take it down to Omaha and get it tested there too. I mean, $50, I'd spend that, you know, if the state says that I couldn't
You know,
have
if
it.
you want your well tested for nitrates and bacteria, that test is part of that
We do
$54,000
that.
grant.
Yeah,
And that's
that
something we need to
reimbursement.
make sure the public is more aware of, because, I mean, like Megan and I talked a couple of weeks ago, most people aren't aware that they could get the well tested and it's paid for by that grant.
yeah, last year, Matt mailed out a flyer,
Yep,
and we spent $60,000 on well testing last year.
yep.
So-
Where do you take the water to?
I would go talk to Matt.
I believe he picks it up and ships it
I think
in.
he comes and gets the
Yeah.
sample. That way it's up to specs.
It's handled properly and everything.
And he does, I mean, I think he's been going out and doing some other places, I mean, it's not,
I do agree though too that, I don't know if the real estate people are doing that around here, that should be a known, help me out.
That's required.
Disclosure.
Disclosure, there you go.
That's required
Adverse
between the
disclosures.
seller and the buyer.
Right, but if a body was killed in that house, you have to disclose that.
Correct.
So why can't they disclose if they're, you know, if the well's hot or something like that, you know, or the well is tested for TCE?
Pretty sure they would have to.
I would think so. That's something we need to look into too.
and I
I'll look into that.
I happened to talk to somebody in Blair, somebody I deal with business-wise, and they said that back 12 years ago, they had looked at a piece of property out there and then found out that, you know, this was back before there was quite so many houses. Found out that it was a TCE contaminated area, so they didn't buy ground to put a house on. But obviously, a lot of people don't know that.
It's surprising how many people do know. It's not a secret.
Right.
And the other thing that, I spoke with someone in this county, and, this person actually told me, well, I don't worry about it. I said, if I brought you some water that had TCE in it, would you drink it? Oh yeah, I drink it, I don't care. And I said, well, you do know that TCE is a carcinogen, causes cancer. And they said, oh, I don't care, prove it. And so I actually asked Matt Bresch, and he said that TCE, there's a stronger link between TCE and cancer than there is between cigarettes and cancer.
Oh, I don't know.
And, that, it can hurt the hearts of fetuses.
Right.
An embryo, a fetus, it can give them heart problems.
But I think you make a good point. We can't take away the personal responsibility to get it tested and do something.
Right?
You know, I mean, I'm guilty too. I haven't had my well tested since I moved in there almost 30 years ago. I mean, you kind of have to take some responsibility for that. We certainly, it can be in the newspaper, who reads the newspaper anymore? And that's part of the problem too. We can put it in our minutes this time. Who all reads the minutes? How'd you get that word
A
out?
few people actually.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And
I read the minutes.
that's as far as, like, with David, if we work with David, just, I mean,
I think it's more of a
It's
health
public
board
health.
thing. I really do.
yeah.
And on your well testing side, you guys should have that discussion. Good discussion.
No, I thank you for letting
Yeah,
me
good
talk about
discussion.
it. I
Keep all of
am in agreement that there's nothing that we, right now, that we can do
correct.
other than, and that's on health board also. I just really want to, I guess if you wanna call it, work with Matt, because if he can deny wells, and he needs to deny wells, I think we need to make sure that he is denying wells that would possibly cause that contamination to be worse. I don't want a part, as a county, I don't want a part in making it worse.
No, I agree.
And the,
We have to continue to take it serious and stay on top of this.
right, because right now, the wells that are a little bit distance away aren't contaminated.
But if I thought they were, and the state won't pay for it, I would still pay for it myself. If I was-
Testing.
Testing, yes.
I highly encourage everybody to go to those board meetings that they have annually, because that's where you get the facts. That's where the true information comes out, and the updates.
But they also told us it was 289 acres.
No, that number, so 289 acres was the original missile-based site.
Right?
This Army owned 289 acres.
Mhm.
All along, the Corps has been testing 2,200 acres, 3.3 square miles. That's where this TCE plume is currently. It's moving 250 feet a year. So it's encompassing right now a 3.3 square mile area. They're testing that they're also doing to check other areas is 17 square miles.
Because they're watching the flow, that's why they're doing all
Correct.
that.
Right, and my understanding
So
from
the two, I don't know where this came out, that 289 acres is what was originally told, and that's where everybody thought it was, because that was never part of that.
It's over
The
200.
Corps has said 2,200 acres is where the plume is for quite some time now. That's, again, where it's important to go to those meetings with the Corps and get the facts, and not somewhere else.
I take issue with that, but, because sometimes they don't necessarily, I mean, somebody has it on video, so we could watch it and see what they said, but, my thing is just letting people know, getting it out there, that it
But
isn't
it's important
just,
to get the facts out to people.
right? Right, but the fact that it causes cancer or it can cause cancer is a well-known carcinogen that didn't come out in the meeting when I went to Missouri Valley. They didn't say anything about the fact that it affects embryos. That was never said.
I don't think they're medical experts, so they're not gonna tell you information that they're not.
Right, but you're saying get the facts from the Army Corps.
I would
Well,
go
the Army
with it.
Corps isn't
If I was
giving you
gonna
all
get
facts.
facts on what it causes health-wise, I would go to a doctor.
Yeah, I don't have as much faith in the medical community as you do,
The
but
CDC has a report on TCE that I forwarded to somebody who had a question on the effects of it from our public health meeting. It's pretty good reading if you would like to.
yeah,
copy
I would
that.
definitely like that. And the DNR can give you a ton of information.
Again, there's a thick pamphlet available to the public in the Missouri Valley Library that tells everything about this. Anything else? All right, we'll go to public comment. The board will now allow up to 30 minutes for comments from the public. The board will call speakers in order in which they have signed up on the form provided. Each speaker is limited to no more than 3 minutes for speaking and must first state his or her name for the record. Comments should be directed to the board as a whole and should refrain from personal attacks or from addressing individual employees or citizens. Comments should also be limited to one topic. Detailed information about the public comment policy is available upon request. First, we have Cheryl Hellstrom.
What's the last name?
Hellstrom?
Hellstrom?
Hellstrom,
Hillstrom.
Hellstrom, H-E-L-L. My name is Cheryl Hellstrom. I live in Missouri Valley, just right outside of town. I've only been to one other meeting before, and I was really kind of pleasantly surprised to see that you're trying to cut the budget and do stuff, because my taxes have gone up 25% in the last 4 years, and I haven't seen any improvement in the county of what they offer. And so I'm glad that you're, trying to do stuff like that. I appreciate that. The other thing about the TCE, I never knew anything about this. I've lived over there for 13 years, that was even a problem until Lori White started putting stuff on a Facebook page. So I don't think the word is getting out. Now it's like, gosh, maybe I should sell my property before it does get to my house, because I have a well and stuff. So I don't have to put that out there. I didn't know anything about a base even being around our area. So I think it is an important thing for the whole county to look at. So, and thank you for trying to cut the budget. And so if you cut the budget, are you gonna bring our taxes down?
I would look at the flyer that comes in the mail, because the schools play a bigger part in the property taxes.
Yeah, well, the schools have a problem too. And last year when they told us that the enrollment was down, so their way to take care of it was to pay out a teacher that was gonna retire, give them an early retirement, pay them out a whole bunch of money, and then hire another teacher. It's like, don't hire another teacher, so they've got their own problems.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Scott. I can't read Scott's last name.
I'm Scott Van Houten, been in Missouri Valley. On this TCE, how much is buried there in barrels?
I don't think
I don't
any.
think there's barrels.
You don't know?
No, they've told us there's nothing like that. This came from the washing,
Cleaning out the engines,
cleaning out the engines and the missiles that were there.
and then they just dumped it out. Back in
And
the
into the groundwater.
1950s and 60s, they just dumped it
Yeah.
out.
But what is buried there, they dug a big hole of all the debris, the buildings, that is
That's what
there.
got down in there, you're right.
I mean, John Deere used to take their paint and dump it right in the ground, and then they capped it with the highway, and then all of a sudden, that 8-mile area, people are dying from cancer. And they end up having to go out there and dig it all up, take it out. So I bet there's some buried up there if it's moving like it is. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you. Next, we have Don.
Don Blackford. I think, Tony, you have this email that I have. It says, yes, the private well grant funding the county receives from the state can be used for TCE testing, as Matt said. Well, and I don't agree, it's a less common chemical. It's pretty serious to me. Yes, that money is to be used, but I got some news just in the last 10 minutes. And I think this isn't over. I think you need to bring Matt Pitt in. I think we need to have further discussion on the TCE, because this is directly from Matt Pitt. And I'm just going to read the first sentence. I have been the DNR project manager on this site for years, and to my knowledge, there has not been any grant money given out. There hasn't been any money given out as grant or similar disbursement related to contaminated site section. Why would Matt Pitt say that? He needs to come in here and clarify what.
Not true. I'll come and say it.
Okay, come on in.
What did I say?
No,
This is what was said. It
hold on,
says,
hold on. We're getting into
oh,
personal
public comment, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
He can answer it for you.
Yeah, I would have a one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one. That is what it was given to me. Why would you say that?
I would get with him and he'll answer
Okay.
the question you have.
That is my question. Thank you. You bet.
That's it.
We have another meeting in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Move to adjourn. We're gonna adjourn, or just move recess and go down.
That's
No,
up
you need to
completely up to the
adjourn.
board, so.
Okay, move to adjourn.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks for
Well, no, I'm not opposing, just was
Thanks
gonna
for
do
doing
the
it.
discussion, but.
It was fun.
You're right.